All right, hello, this is Donnie Nolan here, or Professor Nolan. So, I'm at the greenhouse. It's pretty late right now. So the situation is, we don't know if the coronavirus can persist on surfaces or in soil, and Mason cannot afford the liability in case we do spread the virus. Therefore, I have been ordered to get rid of all of the plants in the greenhouse except for the mint and the tomatoes, which are perennial, which will continue to grow. All these other plants, they are already mature, a lot of them, and if they keep growing, they'll bolt, meaning they'll get tall and they'll flower, and they won't be any good, they'll get bitter and stuff like that. So I'm doing a mega harvest. I was told to put them all in the trash, which is really difficult for me. I don't want to waste the produce, so as much as possible, as fast as I can, I'm trying to harvest to feed to my chickens, harvest to bring home and eat. I'm allowing my staff to come 1 or 2 more times. After that, I can't really let people work in the greenhouse. I'm gonna be coming once a week to campus to take videos and lower the tomatoes, which I also need to do tonight. So it's a lot of work. This is actually kind of a blessing in disguise because our aphid infestation is really bad. And so it's officially been 2 weeks of quarantine and no treatment of aphids in that time. So the aphids are really bad. So this lettuce we did spray with a diatomaceous earth. You can see the white here, which we thought would be a good organic insecticide. Basically, on a microscopic level, it's sharp to the insects and like pierces them, and it's supposed to kill them. And it seemed to be working at first. What we were doing was rinsing the aphids manually with the hose when the plants are young, and as often as possible, just remove the aphids physically, and then spray either an organic oil blend, like garlic oil and cinnamon oil, neem oil, and stuff like that. And then we switched the diatomaceous earth. And it is not working. And we even tried a legitimate insecticide that is actually a biopesticide. It uses a fungus known as Bavaria bassiana to kill the insects. However, we had to wear masks, and it had a 4-hour REI, or re-entry interval, meaning people that could not come back into the greenhouse for 4 hours after spraying. When you rely on volunteers, you have 15 people here at a time. So we had to constantly spray the fungal insecticide at the end of the shift, staying late every week. It was just a lot of extra work, and it wasn't working after about 2 months of spraying it every week. So we stopped that and tried diatomaceous earth. It seems like none of these things are working, and I probably would have had to resort to chemical insecticides. However, even really harsh chemical insecticides on the label will tell you that it is not meant to treat a full-on outbreak or infestation. It's really only meant to prevent an outbreak. So when your populations are small, that's why it's really important to scout, meaning look for pests, and as soon as you have a couple pests, treat them right away. If you can with predators, which is what I was doing for 5 years. I was using thrips predator to kill my thrips pests. So they're really tiny insects called thrips. Now, this camera is not very good at the zoom level, but I don't know if you can see the amount of aphids that are on here. I mean, this is like, there's like literally 1,000 aphids on this leaf right here. And look at this leaf right here. Oh my God, just look at this leaf right here. It's a lot of like dead aphids. So they shed their exoskeleton when they get bigger. And so all these little white specks on this leaf are aphid shed. They're shedding their skin. Oh, there's a big mama right there. So this is really bad. I'm taking this lettuce out because it's so bad, and I'm gonna feed it to my chickens. I mean, what's good about the aphids is that they don't leave any visible damage. You notice that other than seeing the aphids on the leaf and the diatomaceous earth, that white stuff, they don't really cause a lot of visible damage. If they get pretty bad, they might, but typically they don't cause visible damage. They just suck the juice out of the leaf they don't create like giant holes in the leaf or black specks like the thrips do or anything. So it was still able to give Sodexo the produce throughout this aphid infestation, but this is the first time I've had to deal with aphids this much. Ooh, yeah, it's really bad. I would estimate that there's like literally 5,000 aphids on this one head of lettuce. So I'm filling up this big bag of these really infested lettuces. I'm gonna feed these to my chickens, along with some of these spicy microgreens that were overgrown and like half of them were kind of dead, no good. But I'm already bringing like bags and bags of microgreens home and of lettuce and of cilantro. I'm gonna try to save some of the seedlings. I'm gonna try to harden them and put them in soil. If they are infected, I don't mind taking on the risk, but we just don't want the Mason community to possibly be responsible for spreading the virus, especially since this produce is eaten raw. So it's really sad. It really pains me to have to get rid of all of these plants. It's really sad, but it's just what has to be done. That's what I've been commanded to do. And better safe than sorry. And the other thing is that once the greenhouse is empty, we won't need staff working in here, so that also lowers their risk. And it'll be the first time in 5 years since running this greenhouse that we've actually been able to like shut down, almost. I mean, I'm gonna continue with the tomatoes and with these mint beds. Now the issue is that all the aphids might flock to the mint plants, and that would be pretty bad. But I only have 3 or 4 containers of mint, and I can enclose them and release ladybugs in those areas. Honestly, I think predators are always easier than spraying. Rinsing and spraying is just a lot of labor, and when you release predators, they kind of do the work for you. So it's too bad. I don't know if my chickens will like eating these aphids, but chickens like eating bugs. Oh my god. There's like aphids like flying around. Oh my god, I'm covered. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you see that? Oh my god. Wow. See, I never would see this. Okay. When an outbreak of insects on your crop is this bad, and we've tried treating, like I said, since December or November, we've been trying to treat and just barely getting by with keeping their populations low but never eradicated, we probably would have had aphids forever and had been treating them constantly forever, which with our volunteers was doable, but obviously a lot of work and not ideal. So I guess it's a blessing in disguise, because in any other circumstances I would not have had the heart to get rid of the whole crop just to get rid of the aphids. So now that I've been commanded to get rid of the crop for another reason, which is like people's safety and their lives at stake, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the crop, and it'll also get rid of our aphids. So blessing in disguise. You can get to see the hydroponic roots. It looks pretty cool. They smell good. This is the sign of healthy roots. They might look a little bit stained brown, but typically healthy roots look white and pearly and solid. Even these like kind of older ones that are kind of brownish, you can still see each individual root. Now we do also struggle with root rot, which is my most common plant disease that you get in hydroponics. And that when root rot takes a hold, your roots literally rot and they turn to mush. You can see that these roots are very healthy, so that's good. I think I saw some cilantro that was old and not looking so great. But anyway, my chickens are gonna have a gourmet feast this weekend. They've never had such high quality produce before, so they're gonna enjoy it. This whole bag is going to the chickens, and hopefully by next week we'll be getting rid of all of the produce here in the greenhouse. So this side has all the mature lettuce that we're gonna try to get rid of first, all the mature plants. And I have this entire side as well full of plants. Now the rainbow Swiss chard, look how pretty it is one of my favorites because of how beautiful and colorful it is. Ooh, there are some aphids on it. Oh no. but I was thinking that I would try to put these guys in soil and oh my god, I have an aphid on my arm. They're tickling me. Harden these so that they're used to being outside. In the greenhouse, they're nice and spoiled. It's never too sunny, never too hot, never too cold. There's never drought, never wind. So you have to harden them outside, give them a little bit of harsh conditions, an hour at a time, and then 2 hours, and then 3 hours, slowly getting them used to the harsher environments of the outdoors. So it's going to be a lot of labor for me to try and save these. So I might not be able to save all of them, but Swiss chard is one of my favorites. Let's check on the roots. Swiss chard roots are also colorful if they're not rotted. Oh, yes, look at them. Can you see that? They're like, the roots are red. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I love that. Once they're in soil, of course, you won't see that beautiful color, but in hydroponics you can, so that's kind of cool. Oh, there's a fungus gnat. Oh my god. Oh wow. So the fungus gnats are vectors for the root rot pathogen, or the microbe that causes root rot. So I currently treat fungus gnats, thrips, and aphids. Oh, and we have spider mites on the tomatoes to make sure we don't have that pathogen called pythium that causes root rot. So that is 5 solid pests that I'm dealing with, insect and microbial. I have a whole cocktail of products that I apply regularly as a preventative measure, and it's really useful. So I'm gonna probably do my PhD research on that, which I'm super excited about. Anyway, before getting too off topic, I just wanted to let everybody know that the greenhouse, even though all of these plants are beautiful and healthy and probably will not contaminate anybody with the coronavirus, we just can't take any chances, and we don't have the worker capacity to control the aphid population or continue with the preventative measures I was just talking about. So we're gonna get rid of all this crop in the next week. We can't even donate it because that might put people who are receiving it at risk as well. So I'm only giving it out to my staff and I, just a small team, giving it out to the chickens. My other staff has sheep. So all of our animals, all of our herbivorous animals will be eating like kings and queens this weekend. I will be eating salad every day, and there will not be anybody except for me working in the greenhouse after next week. And I don't even know when this is gonna end, but it definitely gives me a chance to get rid of the aphids, to take a break, to do more online and remote stuff, and I'm just really glad that I get to keep the tomatoes. My tomato ladies, they are my babies. Let me take you over to the tomatoes right now. I need to lower them. I haven't even actually finished lowering them. I just got started. They're huge! Even though I turned off the grow light and reduced the fertilizer, they're still huge, huge, huge. They like reach this net very quickly, and I can't let them do that because then they might rip when I pull them down. So I have to add clips and lower all of these. This will be the main task I'll be working on until further notice, keeping the tomatoes alive at least. So, all right, that's